squared. Ano ibig sabihin nito? Ano itong 3 meter per second squared na to? So this is what kind of acceleration? So this is tangential acceleration. Kasi nga, no, it decreases its speed. So yun nga kanina, di ba? Sabi ko, ang change in the magnitude of the velocity is the tangential acceleration. Okay. Wait lang guys ha. Okay, so next, I would like to emphasize that this 5 meter per second squared is the resultant acceleration. That is the resultant of the normal acceleration and the tangential acceleration. So that is what? Square root of 80 squared plus an squared. Okay, so I would like to emphasize that the tangential acceleration is negative 3. Although kapag in-square mo yan, magiging positive yan. Okay, so makukuha natin dito yung normal acceleration which is 4 meter per second squared. And it is towards the center of curvature. Okay, so applying A sub n or the normal acceleration is equal to v squared over rho. Substituting all the values na kailangan natin. So 20 squared is 400. Divide mo ng 4. So makukuha mo yung sagot na 100 meters. Okay? So that's the answer for problem number 19. Okay. Next is number 20. Okay, this one, I think this one is S na may kulang dyan. Nagkaroon lang ng typographical error. Okay, starting from rest, the motorboat travels around the circular path. Okay, this is rho. Okay. With radius of curvature equal to 50 meters at a speed of 0.8 meters per second, where t is in seconds. Determine the magnitude of the boat's velocity and the acceleration when it has traveled 20 meters. Okay, so binigay yung equation ng velocity in terms ng time. So we can use the formula ds equals v dt because hindi na constant yung acceleration dyan. Panigurado yan. Okay, so let us integrate this one where v is equal to 0.8 of t dt. Okay. So integrate natin when time t equals 0, the initial displacement is 0, and when time t is, yun nga, and the time t, the displacement is 20 meters. Yun yung hinahanap sa atin eh. Ano yung velocity and acceleration when it has traveled 20 meters. So it will took 7.071 seconds for this boat or motorboat to travel 20 meters. Okay. So therefore, the magnitude of the boat's velocity is equal to what? I-substitute mo lang siya rito. Okay, so 0.8 times 7.701, 7.071 rather, is equal to 5.657 meters per second. Okay, so you can now directly solve the tangential acceleration. Okay, in which this is the derivative of the velocity function. So the derivative of this one of 0.8t is simply 0.8 meter per second squared. So constant yung tangential acceleration. But take note, the normal acceleration is dependent dun sa velocity tsaka dun sa radius of curvature. So since the radius of curvature is not changing, 50 meters siya, and the velocity at that point is 5.657 meters per second, so ilalagay mo siya rito. Okay, so 5.657 squared divided by 50, we will get here 0.64 meter per second squared. And for the the magnitude of the acceleration, kunin mo lang siya by means of Pythagorean theorem. So square root of 0.8 squared plus 0.64 squared. So we will have 1.024 meter per second squared. Okay? So far, do you have any questions? Wait lang guys. Okay, so let's continue this one. Okay, let's go to problem number 21. Lagyan natin ng twist yung ating problem. The train passes point B, ito yan, with a speed of 20 meters per second, which is decreasing at a sub t equal to negative 0.5 meter per second squared. So, constant siya. Okay, take note, pag sinabing decreasing yung speed, ang tinutukoy doon ay yung tangential acceleration. Okay. Determine the magnitude of the acceleration of the train at this point. Okay, so binigay na yung tangential acceleration. All you need to do is to solve for the normal acceleration. Note, dahil binigay naman na yung velocity at that point, all you need to do is to get the radius of curvature. So ito yung hinahanap natin dito, no? So first things first, binigay yung equation ng path ng motion or path na dinadaanan ng train. So that is 200 e raised to the quantity x over 1,000. Okay, so this is just a review on your part na kung paano mag-integrate ng or mag-differentiate rather ng ganitong klaseng function. So we have 200 times by chain rule. Kopyahin mo lang to, e raised to x over 1,000. Ito yon. But take note, kunin mo yung derivative ng x over 1,000, which is 1 over 1,000. Okay, so you will get dy over dx equal to 0.2 e raised to x over 1,000. Then furthermore, kailangan natin ng second derivative dito. So furthermore, kunin mo ulit yung derivative nito in which another multiplier na 1 over 1,000. So we can get here 2 times 10 raised to negative 4 e raised to the quantity x over 1,000. Okay, so at x equals 400 meters, dahil yun yung distance ng train sa y-axis, so let us just substitute those values. Okay, wait lang . Okay, so if we substitute these values, okay, please confirm kung tama yung nakuha natin dito, no? Okay, this will be equal to 3,808.96 meters. Okay, and this will be used in getting the normal acceleration. So we have 20 meters per second naka-square divided by 3,808.96. So that is 0.105 meter per second squared. So paano yan? Ano yung ibig sabihin yan? No? So yung kung ilalagay natin siya sa perspective dito, okay, this is the tangential acceleration somewhere here. No? Okay, so ito siya na. So ito yung tangential acceleration. And then the normal acceleration is this one. Okay, papunta siya dito. Dahil although kung titingnan natin yung kurbado niya pag ganun, no, siguro papunta pa naman yun dun sa taas. Okay? So, ito yung tangential acceleration, yung una. Then this one is the normal acceleration. And then the resultant, syempre ay, dahil yung, rather, baliktad pala ako dito. Dahil ito ay decreasing pala, okay, papunta siya doon. Okay? Yun, yung acceleration, ha. So, decreasing pala siya, no? So, depende kung saan siya papunta. Pero tingin ko papunta naman siya ron, no? Because of the shadow of the figure. So, yung resultant ng yung resultant nito ay somewhere here. Papunta ron. Okay? So, we do have what? Negative 0.5 squared plus 0.105 squared. So, this is 0.511 squared. So, kung 0.105 lang to, no? So, pwede natin liitan ito. Yan na. So, that naka-scale siya. This one's like this. Okay, so ito yung resultant acceleration. No? Okay, so Do you have any questions before we proceed? Kung tutuusin ng dynamics, ano na lang siya, direct substitution lang siya ng mga available formula. Pero syempre, dapat alam mo kung bakit applicable yung formula na yan at bakit hindi applicable yung isa pang formula. Okay? So next. Okay. A racing car travels with a constant speed of 240 kilometers per hour around the elliptical racetrack. Determine the acceleration experienced by the driver at A and at B. Okay. So, sabi rito, let us solve this problem in general form by letting A the length of the semi-major axis. So, ito yon. Okay, mas mahaba. And B is the length of the semi-minor axis. Ito yan. So, this one is what? Ito yung general form o general formula ng equation ng ellipse centered at the origin. Okay? Solving for the radius of the curvature, we need those derivatives. First derivative and the second derivative. Okay, so if we differentiate this one, this is 2x over a squared. Ayan yan. And then by chain rule, this is what? 2y. And then the derivative of y with respect to x. So chain rule yan, no? So this is dy over dx. Over the constant na b squared equal to 0. Okay? Ito, balibag mo rin sa kabila. Ano? So, makukuha mo yung simplification na dy over dx is equal to what? Negative b squared x over a squared y. Okay? So, mas magandang i-differentiate yung equation 1. Okay? Implicitly. Dahil, ito kasi, kapag dinifferentiate mo to ng yung mano-mano, gagamit ka dito ng quotient rule. Pero dito, gagamit ka lang ng chain rule. No? So, kopya mo yung una, ito yon derivative ng pangalawa. So, yung derivative ng dy over dx is yung second derivative na d squared y over dx squared. Plus, kopya mo yung pangalawa na dy over dx, ito yon times the derivative ng una na y, which is also dy over dx. So, dy over dx times dy over dx is what? dy over dx na square. Okay? So, since negative b squared over a squared is constant, siya na lang yung matitira because yung derivative ng x ay 1. Okay? So, if we solve for the value of the second derivative by transposition, ito, pag nilipat mo sa kanan, magiging negative yan. So, finactor out natin yung negative na yon before we divide it by y. Okay? So, if we substitute equation 2 to equation 3, so dapat ito yung equation 3, no? Okay, ilipat ko lang dito. Sabi ko naman kasi sa inyo ko lang may gawa na ito. Yan. So, if you substitute this one, ito na, itong formula na to, dito, ano yung makukuha natin? So, magiging b squared, b raised to 4 x squared over a raised to 4 y squared. Okay, so further simplification will yield to this one. Okay? Ito. Hindi na natin pahabain yan, no? So, we have what? If we substitute it to the formula of the radius of curvature, okay, andyan naman yung derivation niya. Okay, yung yung one by one process niya, step by step solution. So, this will be equal to what? In terms ng a and b, you have a raised to 4 y squared plus b raised to 4 x squared raised to the quantity 3 halves all over a squared times the quantity a squared b squared y squared plus b raised to 4 x squared. Okay. So, that is in terms of a and b, no? Ibig sabihin, kahit ano yung value ng a and b, applicable yun dito. Okay. So, balik tayo rito. Ano ba yung coordinates ng point A? So, this is 4, 0. Yung B naman ay 0, 2. Okay? Unahin natin yung point A. Okay, so, dito naman, when, at point A, x equals A, yun yung 2, no? Hindi ko muna siya sinubstitute. And y equals 0. So, yan. This is point A, 0. And then sa point B, this is 0, B. Okay, so upon substitution, syempre yung y is 0. This will yield this variable or term b equal to 0. So lahat ng may y magiging 0. So the radius of curvature at A is equal to b squared over A, and the radius of curvature at point B is A squared over B. Okay, kung mapapansin ninyo, naka-square yung B rito, then naka-divide ng A. So mas malaki yung A kumpara sa B, no? So yung ratio ng B over A ay less than 1. Okay, so mas maliit 'yon. Kung mapapansin niyo, mas maliit ang curvature dito, ang radius of curvature dito. Dahil malaki ang curvature kumpara dito. Okay, kita niyo naman siguro, no? Malaki yung curvature, kaya maliit lang yung radius of curvature. So paano ba 'yon ipapakita? Okay. So if we will draw a circle dito, no? Ayan, ganyan lang kaliit yung radius of curvature dyan. Dito, no? Yan. Pero dito sa point B, malaki yan. Okay, ganyan siya, no? Hindi lang nga siya basta ganyan eh. Baka mas malaki pa. Okay, so parang ganyan siya halos, no? Doble yung laki niya. Okay? Ayan, no? So, kung kita niyo yung pinagkaiba ng curvature nila, no? Kasi no, nandito yung center of curvature ng point B dahil nga mas maliit siya. Yung sa A is maliit lang. Okay? So, ganyan yung difference nila, no? Especially kung exaggerated yung laki ng A kumpara kay B. Okay, so this time around, i-substitute na natin yung values ng A and B, no? Okay. So, since the race car travels with a constant speed along the track, mahalaga ito, no? The tangential acceleration is 0 because if you differentiate the constant, it will become 0. So, thus, if we substitute those values, the acceleration at A is simply equal to what? The normal acceleration itself. Kasi wala naman siyang magnitude ng tangential acceleration. Okay, so the acceleration at A is AV squared over B squared, and then sa B naman ay BV squared over A squared. Tandaan, ang gagawin natin dito, we will substitute the values in terms ng meters para maging meter per second squared yung value ng acceleration. So yung 240 kilometers per hour na yan, i-divide mo siya ng 3.6 kung di ako nagkakamali, no? Para makuha yung 66.67 meters per second. Okay, so we will get here 4.444 meter per second squared. Tama ba ka? Ayun. Divide mo to ng 3.6. Lahat ng kilometers per hour, divide mo ng 3.6 para maging meters per second. Okay, because there are 1,000 meters in 1 kilometer and 3,600 seconds in 1 hour. 556 meter per squared for B. Okay? So, ang method of solution dito, ginawa natin general, no? Pero pwede kang rumektar sa ano na yun, sa solution na to. Ang problema nga lang, pag nandun ka sa point A, take note that yung dy over dx ay slope yun at that point. So, magkakaroon ka ng malaking problema rito sa point na to, no? Okay, pag kinuha mo yung, pag kinuha mo yung slope dito sa point na to, whatever. Okay. Okay, so ang slope dito sa point A ay undefined. Okay, because vertical line yung slope niya dyan, no? Yan. Vertical yan, no? Kaya magkakaroon ka ng problema dyan. So might as well kunin mo yung actual value, no, in terms ng variables. Kasi may magka-cancel na may mga magka-cancel na parameters and variables. Okay? On the other hand, sa point B, ang slope naman dyan 0. So, wala kang problema. Dito ko lang magkakaroon ng problema. Okay? Kaya sinolve ko siya in terms ng lahat ay variables. Okay? Do you have any questions? Wala. Sige, let's continue the discussion. Okay. So, at this juncture, tapos na tayo sa normal tangential components. So, tandaan nyo lang yung mga yung solve natin dito. So, let's go to cylindrical components. So, usually, hindi naman natin masyadong pinapakilaman yung space components, no? Yung naka 3D. So, hanggang 2D lang tayo. Okay, so kung naka 2D lang tayo, pag sinabi natin cylindrical components, saan ba galing yung cylindrical components? Galing yan sa 2D na polar coordinates. Ayan. Okay, so if the motion is restricted to the plane, okay, polar coordinates are used. So pag sinabi natin polar coordinate system, this is not yung conventional na alam natin na okay, x and y axis. Okay, ang ginagawa dito, okay, let's say ito rin yung same curve na pinakita rin sa nakaraan, but the point here is, ang ginagawa dito, if you want to get the velocity at this point, okay, mag-drawing ka ngayon ng radius vector from the point of origin ng x and y axis or Cartesian coordinate plane directly papunta rito sa point na yun. Okay, straight forward. From this point up to this point, gawa ka ng line and then extend mo, yun yung magiging trajectory ng radial component. Okay? Rotate 90 degrees counterclockwise mula dito. Makikita mo yun yung transverse component. Okay? Ulit, yung may subscript na R, that is the radial component. And rotate ka ng 90 degrees counterclockwise. From there, makikita mo ngayon yung transverse component ng position, velocity, and ng acceleration. Okay, so this is represented by, okay. Although, syempre, ang position niya is this one itself, yung R mismo. Walang kinalaman yung transverse component. But, dito sa velocity and acceleration, since hindi naman laging tangent ito, actually, hindi naman siya talaga tangent, and as I said, velocity is always tangent to the path. Okay, so meron dapat siyang transverse component para ma-close niya yung polygon natin dito. Just like sa statics. Okay, sa acceleration naman, although it is not tangent to the path, pero dahil yung kung titignan natin, kung ilalapat natin siya ron sa normal and tangential component, so ito yon, no? Ito yung tangential component, gagawin ko na lang siyang red, no? Black. Okay, ito siya, no? And then, the normal component is like this. Papunta sa radius of curvature. Or papunta sa center of curvature. So, in terms of this one, same pa rin naman siya. Okay, yung resultant ng tangential acceleration and normal acceleration is also the resultant of the radial component of the acceleration and the transverse component of the acceleration. So, ito yung sinasabi ko, no? Guys, no? Okay, and then this one. Okay, tatama rin din yun doon, no? Yan. Kailangan i-zoom in natin para makita ninyo. Yan. So, dito ko lang din to. Para makita natin na yung components ay parehas lang na. So, kahit yan ay x and y component or rectangular component, parehas lang din yan. Okay, so yung derivation, hindi ko na pinakita rito, but if kung may time ako mamaya, ibibigay ko yung derivation ng mga formula rito mamaya. Okay, kasi mahaba yung mga formula rito and mas mahaba yung derivation ng formula. Okay, so if I were you, meron tayong apat na tatandaan dito, yung radial component ng velocity, yung transverse component ng velocity, yung radial component ng acceleration, and the transverse component of the acceleration. So, apat yon. What is the radial component of the acceleration? So, this is dr over dt. Okay lang, di ba? And then, for the transverse component, we have r times theta over dt. Okay, yung d theta over dt, ang tawag dyan ay angular velocity. Okay? That is angular velocity. Okay, for the radial component of the acceleration, this is in terms of this formula. Okay, we have the second derivative of the radius function with respect to time minus r times the angular velocity na naka-square. Okay, next, a transverse component of the acceleration will be equal to what? R times this one, ang tawag ito ngayon ay angular acceleration, yung d squared theta over dt squared, plus 2 times the product of dr over d theta and d theta, or rather dr over dt, tsaka d theta over dt. Okay? Ang sabi rito, if it is necessary to take the time derivatives of r is equal, or r as a function of theta, it is very important to use the chain rule. So, aralin ninyo yung chain rule, no? Kung paano ina-apply, no? Sa mga ganitong klaseng problem. So, don't worry, I will guide you kung paano ito, no? So, kung 3-dimensional naman, so walang problema. Okay, we have dz over dt here, and for acceleration, that is just the derivative of dz over dt. Okay. So, problem number 23 tayo. Okay. The position of a particle is described by r is equal to t cubed plus 4t minus 4. Hindi yan 40 na 40, no? 4 times t na. T cubed plus 4t minus 4, and theta is equal to t raised to 3 halves in radians, where t is in seconds. Determine the magnitudes of the particle's velocity and acceleration at the instant t is equal to 2 seconds. Okay, so basically, kung ano yung formula rito sa taas, okay, ano natin, no? Para hindi nyo makalimutan yung formula, papakita ko siya rito. Okay, sa taas. Okay, so dr over dt, siya ng r, and d theta over dt. So, meron ka na ng r. Okay? This is t cubed plus 4t plus 4. Substitute mo lang yung t equals 2 meters, 2 seconds rather. You will get 12 meters. Okay, next. What is dr over dt? Get the derivative of this function. It is 3t squared, ito yon, plus 4. Substitute t equals 2 seconds, so 4, 12 plus 4, that is 16 meters per second. Then furthermore, differentiate mo, kasi kailangan mo nung mga second derivatives pagdating naman sa acceleration. So habang nandito ka na, samantalayin mo na meron ka na nito. So the derivative of 3t squared is 60. So basically 6 times 2 is 12. So that is 12 meter per second squared. Okay? Next, we have theta. We have t raised to 3 halves. Substitute mo na yung t equals 2. So that is what? 2 raised to 3 halves. So 8, the square root of 8 is 2.828 in radians. Okay? Next is the derivative of this function. Okay, para makuha mo yung angular velocity. So, baba mo yung 3 halves. Copy the base, bawasan mo ng 1 yung exponent. So 3 halves minus 1 is 1 half. So t equals 2, no? So the square root of 2 is 1.414 times mo ng 1 and 3 halves na or 1.5. That is 2.121 radians per second. And furthermore, differentiate mo ulit yung d theta over dt. So 3 halves times 1 half, ay kasi binaba mo yung 1 half, no? So that is 3/4. Then copy the base, then bawas ng 1 sa exponent. So 1 half minus 1 is negative 1 half. And again, substitute t equals 2 seconds. So this is 0.53 radian per second squared. And this is the angular acceleration. Okay. For the velocity, you need VR and v theta, no? So VR is dr over dt. Nasaan yun? Okay, so ito yan, 16 meters per second. And then, v theta is equal to what? R times d theta over dt. So this is R. And d theta over dt is this one. Okay, so ito yan. So we have 25.456 meter per second. So just apply Pythagorean theorem to get the magnitude of the velocity. Is 30.067 meters per second. And then for the acceleration, what else do you need? This d squared r over dt squared, nasan yon? Ito na yon, yung 12 meter per second squared. Yung r is itong 12 meters. Yung d theta over dt, that is what? 2.121 radians per second. And then d theta, or rather d squared theta over dt squared, ay ito, 0.5303 radians per second. So mga to nakuha na natin to kanina. Okay, so direct substitution lang sa values or sa formula. Okay, so you have the radial component of the acceleration, negative 42 meters per second squared. And then for that transverse component, we have 74.246 meter per second squared. Guys, direct substitution na lang siya, kaya medyo fast forward na tayo kasi aligned naman to sa fixed na subject ninyo, no? So we have 85.302 meters per second by applying Pythagorean theorem. So far, any question? Sinong may tanong sa inyo? Ay, wait, teka lang. Nakalimutan ako. May nagre-record ba nung natin, session natin or wala? Kasi may mga hindi naka-attend eh. Anyways, siguro next time na lang kung wala na. Okay, so shall we go to the next problem? Kailan, tanong muna, nandiyan pa ba kayo? Sige.
Yes, sir. Sir.
Hello po. Sige po.
Sir, pwede pong medyo bagal lang po na kon.
Sige, okay lang. Anong ganong? Retardando ba or ano? Yung ano yung tempo?
Basta sir, ano lang.
Okay lang. Sige.
Kasi sir, hindi ako nakakahabol sir sa pag-computation po eh.
Okay. Sana ako nagko-compute. Okay. So,
thank you po.
Okay, no problem. Okay, problem number 24. The motion of the peg P is constrained by the lemniscate curved slot in OB and by the slotted arm OA. So, lemniscate, ito yung itsura na, no? Para siyang kalahati ng heart, no? Or I mean, yung infinity na symbol or infinity na itsura na 1/4 siya nun. If OA rotates counterclockwise with an angular velocity of d theta over dt equal to 3t raised to 3 halves radians per second, where t is in seconds, determine the magnitudes of the velocity and the acceleration of peg P at theta equals 30 degrees. When t equals 0, then theta is equal to 0 degrees. So initially, yung peg na ito is naandito. Okay, sa theta equals 0. Naka-horizontal yung peg na. So ibig sabihin, while this while this arm is moving around this slot, no, gumagalaw din yung small peg na yun papunta rito. So, ang nagdidikta ng flow niya is yung mismong slot na to, no. Okay, so this is given to be as r squared is equal to 4 cosine of 2 theta, okay, in square meters, no. So, syempre pag in-square root mo yan, hindi na siya square meter. So, meter na lang din siya. Okay, so in this case, yung r ay in terms ng theta. So, ang kailangan naman kasi natin ay, okay, in terms ng, or differentiate with respect to time. So, take note guys, now we are going to differentiate with respect to time, not with respect to theta. So, ibig sabihin, yung theta is i-differentiate din natin with respect to time. Okay, so, ito tayo na. So, we have r squared is equal to 4 cosine of 2 theta. Okay. So, we have what? Baba mo yung exponent na 2. Copy the base. Bawas ng 1 sa exponent. So, 2 minus 1 ay 1. Then, the derivative of r with respect to time is dr over dt. This is equal to what? The derivative of cosine is negative sign. So, that is negative sign of 2 theta, no? Times the derivative of 2 theta, which is 2. Kaya yung 4 naging, may times 2, kaya naging 8. Then furthermore, multiply mo siya ng derivative ng theta with respect to time. So, ito yung d theta over dt. Okay? So, if you divide the entire equation by 2r, so makukuha mo yung dr over dt as this. Negative 4 sine of 2 theta times d theta over dt all over r. Okay, then furthermore, okay, ano yung i-differentiate natin dito? Ano ba yung i-differentiate natin dito? Okay, mahirap tong i-differentiate kasi quotient ito, no? Lalo na meron kang theta rito, then meron ka ring theta rito. Tapos naka-quotient pa. So, ang ginawa ko dito, ito yung dinifferentiate ko ng implicitly. Okay, so that this is 2, ito yun, times copy the first one. Okay, copy yung una. Derivative ng pangalawa na dr over dt. So, ang derivative niya ay d squared r over dt squared. Plus, copy mo yung dr over dt. So, ito yun. Times yung derivative ng r with respect to time, which is also dr over dt. So, dr over dt times dr over dt is dr over dt squared. Okay? Sa kabila, since constant yung negative 8, so finactor out natin siya rito. Okay? So, what is the derivative of this one? So, take note, this is in terms of theta, and this is in terms of theta. Copy mo muna yung una, sine of 2 theta. So, ito yon. Then, the derivative of d theta over dt, which is d squared theta over dt squared. Okay? Plus, kopyahin mo yung pangalawa na d theta over dt. So, nandito siya. Sa d theta over dt na naka-square, no? Saan ang galing yung isang d theta over dt? Doon yun sa derivative ng sine of 2 theta. So, the derivative of sine of 2 theta is cosine of 2 theta times the derivative of 2 theta, which is equal to what? 2 times yung isa pang d theta over dt. Kaya kung mapapansin niyo dito, yung d theta over dt ay naka-square. Okay? So, what is d squared r over dt squared? So, if you divide both sides by 2, ito yon. And then, transpose mo tong d squared, dr over dt na naka-square. Okay, magiging minus siya rito. Then, divide mo ng r. So, ito yung magiging formula natin for d squared r over dt squared. So, balikan lang natin ng konti yung mga given dito. Nagbigay ng d theta over dt, which is 3t raised to 3 halves. Okay? So, yung dr over dt is in terms ng d theta over dt, and yung d squared r over dt squared in terms din ng d theta over dt. Okay, and then itong d squared theta over dt squared, madali lang kunin ito. Kasi binigay naman yung equation ng d theta over dt, i-differentiate mo lang ito. Okay, and then also, yung dr over dt ay binigay na yung, or alam na natin yung formula, which is this one. Ang pangit lang kung pati yung dr over dt, isa-substitute pa natin dito, mas talagang magiging komplikado yung solution natin or yung representation ng d squared r over dt squared. So might as well, kung ano yung nakuha mong value ng dr over dt, given yung theta na 30 degrees, yun na lang yung substitute natin mamaya rito. Okay. Next. On the other hand, sabi niya, no, d theta over dt is equal to 3t raised to 3 halves. So, ang hinahanap natin dito is yung relationship ng theta with respect to time. Kasi kailangan natin siya. Para malaman natin kung at what time naging 30 degrees yung angle. Okay, so at time t equals, or at theta equals 30 degrees or equal to pi over 6 in radians, so makukuha natin dito ay 0.7177 seconds. So that is what? Pi over 6 divided by 6 over 5. Then get the fifth root of that before you square. Okay, and then makukuha mo na ngayon yung value ng d theta over dt because this is in terms of t. Okay, so ngayon nakuha mo na yung value ng t na nagbigay doon sa, or yung ma-reach na time ng peg to reach 30 degrees angle. Okay, so substitute mo ngayon yan dito. When t equals 0.7177 second, makukuha natin yung 1.8239 radians per second. And then furthermore, differentiate natin yung d squared d theta over dt. So we have 3 times derivative, or rather yung 3 times 3 halves, kaya naging 9 halves dito. Then copy the base na t. So ito yon. And then 3 halves, bawas ng isa. So that is 1 half. Okay, so also substitute t equals 0.7177 second. So that is 3.8122 radian per second squared. So kung may mga nagsasolve sa inyo, just like si Bill, ay baka dun sa makukuha ninyong mga values, may discrepancy sa mga values na nakikita nyo sa module. That's okay kasi nagra-round off kayo. Ang ginamit ko kasi dito sa module ay yung exact values ng mga numbers na nakikita ninyo. Okay, so these are the values that will be substituted doon sa dr over dt and d squared r over dt squared. So, ayan na. Substitute na natin yung theta na 30 degrees. Take note no, so that is cosine of 2 theta. Kaya naging 60 degrees kaagad yung mga values ng, or yung value ng angle na nasa loob ng cosine function and sine function respectively. Okay. So this one is negative 4 sine 2 theta times d theta over dt na nakuha mo as 1.8239 over r. Okay, na 1.414. Okay, so you can check that this is 4.468 meter per second squared. That is negative. And then for d squared r over dt squared, we will get negative 32.86 meter per second squared. Okay. So, validate nyo na lang yung mga sagot natin, no? Okay? So, finally, substitute natin yung mga values na nakuha natin doon sa VR tsaka V theta. Okay, so VR is equal to dr over dt. So, it is as it is, negative 4.468. And then, V sub theta is equal to R times d theta over dt. So, 1.414 times 1.8239. So, nasan yan? Ito yon. Tsaka yung d theta over dt na, ito, 1.8239 radians per second. So, makakuha natin is 2.579 meter per second. Okay, so by Pythagorean theorem, this is equal to 5.16 meters per second. So, you can double check the values, no? Okay, and then for the acceleration, we have substituting the values. Okay, paki-double check na lang, no? Ito yung mga values na nakuha din natin kanina, negative 32.86, then minus 1.414 times 1.8239 squared. So this is negative 37.57 meter per second squared. And for a sub theta, or the transverse component of the acceleration, is 1.414 times 3.8122 plus 2. Okay, constant yung 2 dyan, no? So 2 times negative 4.468 times 1.8239. So that is negative 10.91 meter per second squared. Sige po.
Ay, okay.
Sige po.
Okay na sir, okay na pala. Okay na po pala.
Okay. Tama naman yun na sa computation na or sa module. Okay. So, again, use Pythagorean theorem to get the magnitude of the acceleration. So, it is 39.10 meters per second squared. So, yun na kasi yung magiging ano ninyo, activity ninyo while you are listening. Validate the values na nakalagay rito. Kasi I just meron lang akong 1 month ata ginawa itong buong module na to, no? So, sino dito yung ano, meron ba dito naka-attend na correspondence o yung naka-receive ng module? Yung module talaga na makapal? Meron ba sa inyo na nandito? Meron or wala?
Sir, correspondence po, pero wala pa rin pong ano, module.
Yun lang. Tawag nito. I cannot say so, no? Kasi yung module kasi na yun, matagal ko nang pinasa yan, no? So, hindi ko naman sa sinisisi si PUP admin, no? Pero nasa sa kanila na kasi talaga yung ano, yung pag-distribute ng module. Although may, ano na ako, may nakarating na sa akin na na-receive na daw nila yung module. Pero sige, i-follow up natin sa, ano, sa department, sa CE department namin kung kailan darating yung mga module. So, bagong taon na, no, wala pa rin yung module nyo, nakakainis. Siguro nakakainis yun sa part nyo talaga, no? Kasi
Sobra, sir.
nag-expect kayo eh. Tama. Kahit ako, no? Nag-expect din ako eh. Tsaka, as a matter of fact, excited ako na makarating yun sa inyo. Kasi pinaghirapan ko yun ng isang buwan. Almost 24 hours ako nagta-type, and then ganun lang, hindi marireceive ng mga dapat makareceive sa tamang oras. So, ayun lang naman, tama ng hugot, Sir Bon, no? Let's move on. Okay, so ayan. Problem number 25. Tanggalin ko na to. Kasi mapafamiliarize naman kayo yan sa formula na yan kung sinulat niyo siya. Okay, so kung familiar kayo sa mga ganitong klaseng daan, no? Ng mga paikot-ikot, no? Pero yan sa sa PUP, di ba, sa dome. Pero syempre, hindi naman sasakyan yung dumaraan. No? Okay. So, the automobile travels from a parking deck down along a cylindrical spiral ramp at a constant speed of 1.5 meters per second. If the ramp descends at a distance of 12 meters for every full revolution, ano ibig sabihin nun? Pag nakaisang ikot yung kotse o yung kahit sinong dumaan dyan, 12 meters yung ibinaba niya. At tulad nito, kung kita pa yung sa baba, ibig sabihin yan, wala dito sa point na to, yung mismong katapat niya sa taas, nakaisang ikot siya rito, 12 meters yung ibinaba niya. Yun yung ibig sabihin na. Okay? Determine the magnitude of the car's acceleration as it moves along the ramp, where r is equal to 10 meters. Okay. For part of the solution, note that the tangent to the ramp at any point is at an angle of phi equal to the arc tangent of 12. Okay, yun yung binaba dito over 2 pi r. Okay. So, ang nangyari dyan, paano nakuha itong formula na to, no? Kapag yung portion na to, mula dito, papunta ron, ay inunat mo, kaya para makabuo ka ng rectangle, paano yan? Para siyang ganito, no? Nasa na ba yan? Okay. Para siyang ganyan, no? Kapag inunat natin yung portion na to, no? Yung ibinaba, no? 12 meters. But this one, yung adjacent na to, no? That is equal to what? Kapag itong tinaverse niya na path, pag inunat mo yan, ito yun. So, that is 2 pi r, no? Or yung circumference nung inikot niya. Okay? Pag naka-top view. Okay? So, that is 2 pi r. Okay? So, this is what? 10.81 degrees from the horizontal. Use this to determine the velocity components v theta and vz, which in turn are used to determine d theta over dt and dz over dt. Okay. So, here's the solution. No? Madali lang naman siya actually. So, dahil ang radial component dapat dito ay 0, that is because kung titignan natin maigi, no? Gagawa ko ngayon ng arrow dito. Naka 3D ito, no? So, try to imagine na naka 3D siya. Nakapababa yan, no? Pababa yung sasakyan. So, papunta ron yung kanyang component or yung kanyang velocity. Tangent yun dun sa path. Okay? So, syempre, dahil ang radial component ay galing lagi sa center, no? Nandun yung center niya, eh. So, definitely, wala siyang component dito. Okay? Dahil yung component ay nakuha nung pababa tsaka nung pa-horizontal. Okay, so wala siyang component dito. Therefore, itong VR na ito ay 0. Okay, so if we try to get the component, okay, dapat alam ito sa statics kasi ito. No? So may dalawa siyang component. Papunta rito at papunta sa baba. Okay? Okay, in-exaggerate ko lang siya. No? So ito, diba, kanina nag-drawing ako ng line dito, no? Okay, sabi natin if you rotate 90 degrees counterclockwise, mapupunta ka doon sa component na yun na. Kaya ito, yun yung radial component or rather the transverse component of the velocity. Okay, patanggalin ko na to. So, ilang naman, gusto ko lang i-emphasize na yung dalawang component ng velocity rito ay v theta at saka vz. And in which, ito yung v theta. Ito na. Ito siya. Ito yung v sub theta. Okay. Okay, ito yan. Yung nakatutok dito. And the other one is vz. Okay, on the other hand, this one is, ito, yung nasa baba, no? This is simply V. Yan yung magnitude ng velocity. And itong angle na nandito sa kakarapot na to, yan yung 10.81 degrees. Kaya kung tutuusin, this is what? Yung V sub theta is 1.5, yun yung magnitude ng velocity, times cosine of 10.81 degrees. And then, this is 1.473 meters per second. And then yung VZ, nilagay ko rito as negative dahil pababa nga yung sasakyan. So, 1.5 sine of 10.81 degrees. So, negative siya, no? So, negative 0.2814 meters per second. Okay? So, nakuha na natin yung component nung velocity tsaka nung, or rather, yung components ng velocity. So, take note that V sub theta is equal to what? R times d theta over dt. Pero syempre, yung R dito, yun yung 10 meters. So, yung layo from the center. Okay. So, makukuha natin dito yung angular velocity niya o yung change in angle at every second. So, it is 0.1473 radian per second. Okay? So, why is it that dr over dt ay equal to 0 and d squared r over dt squared ay 0? Because the radius is constant. So, pag kinuha mo yung derivative ng constant, so 0 nga naman talaga yan. So, 0 din ito. Okay? But since yung d theta over dt constant din, kapag dinifferentiate mo siya, so d squared theta over dt squared ay 0 din. Therefore, nandito yung formula no, for a sub r and a sub theta. Direct substitution lang siya. Ito ay 0. Yung r natin ay 10 meters. D theta over dt ay 0.1473. Ito yon, naka-square. So, we have negative 0.217 meter per second squared. Okay, next, we have r na 10. D squared theta over dt squared. So, ito yun. Nakuha natin siya 0. Kasi nga, constant yung d theta over dt plus 2 times r rather dr over dt na 0. Ito yun, yung nasa taas. And then d theta over dt is 0.1473. So, parehas may 0. So, the transverse component of the acceleration is 0. Okay? So, the z component of the acceleration is also 0. That is because every time naman 12 meters yung ibinababa niya. So constant din yung z. That's why this is 0. So ibig sabihin yung mismong magnitude ay yung radial component ng acceleration. Okay? So bakit siya negative? Okay, so yun nga, dahil yung path niya ay circular, it is always going to the center of curvature. But since yung positive ay away from the center, ay negative ito. Okay? Yun lang yung gusto kong emphasize kung bakit negative talaga siya. Okay, but the magnitude, syempre, hindi yan magiging negative dahil scalar quantity ang magnitude. Okay? So, do you have questions? Before we proceed. Okay? So, kung wala na, proceed tayo sa susunod na topic. So, this one is the absolute dependent motion analysis of two particles or simply the absolute dependent motion na lang. Okay, so dito natin nire-relate yung ano ba yung nagiging motion ng isang particle with respect doon sa movement din or sa motion ng isa pang particle na related sa kanya. Okay. So, skip na natin to, no? Kasi mas maintindihan niyo siya kung unahin natin yung mga problems before you go back here, no? Okay. Ayan. So, problem 26 tayo, no? If the end of the cable at A is pulled down with a speed of 2 meters per second, determine the speed at which block E rises. Okay. Okay, so ito daw yung cable at A daw, hinahatak mo siya ng pababa, 2 meters per second. So constant siya, no? So kung tutuusin, this is a series of pulleys. Kapag hinatak mo yan dito, definitely dahil naka-fix yung pulley dito, dahil ano din to, no, endpoint ng isang lubid din ito, no, ang tendency kapag hinatak mo to, aangat yung mismong pulley B. Okay? Mapupunta yan dito banda. Okay? Hahatak yan dyan. So, pag nahatak yung pulley dun sa B, tataas din tong point na to. Okay? Pag nahatak ito, kakain niya ng lubid dito. So, makakain yung lubid na naan dito, aangat din yung pulley C. Okay? So, pag umangat yung pulley C, aangat din itong kable na to dahil mababawasan yung kable rito, mapupunta dito, aangat din yung pulley D na nakakonect dun sa pulley sa E. Okay. So, here's the figure, no? Okay, mamaya ko papaliwanag to, no? Sabi, the position coordinate equation, we must set a datum. Pag sinabi natin datum, yun yung ating reference line. Pagdating sinabi natin datum, no, sa surveying, ano ba yung hawak ko sa survey? Ay, hindi pala, yung isang section pala yan. Okay. So, pag sinabi natin datum, that is a reference line. Reference line na convenient for all measurements. Okay? The datum is established at the fixed pulley. Okay, so ito yung fixed pulley, no? Sa point A ay yung pulley dito, no, sa part na to. Kasi hindi naman gagalaw yan. Kahit anong hatak mo dyan dahil nakakawit yan doon, hindi gagalaw itong pulley na ito. Stay as it is lang siya, no? Okay. So, the positions of point A, pulley B, pulley C, and block E with respect to the datum are binigay as SA, SB, SC, and SE respectively. So, nasan yan? Ito yon. Okay? So, ano nangyayari? Yung position nila yung dinescribe dito. Okay, ito, kapag hinatak mo yan, pababa, SA pa rin yun. Yun yung distansya niya. Okay, yung SB ay ito. Okay, take note that the datum suggests that the positive direction is downward. Tignan niyo yung arrowhead dito. Mahalaga kasi yan, no? Okay. Kasi yung velocity rin, kung ang displacement mo or yung position mo ay positive downward, positive din yung downward velocity. Okay? So, ano yung constant dito? Okay. Pag sinabi natin constant, hahanapin natin ano ba yung concern natin dito? Anong sabi rito? Papaliwanag ko kung paano nakuha itong 2SB plus SA na ito. Okay, dalawang SB daw, tsaka isang SA, nasaan yon? Yung SA na ito, kahit anong hatak mo dyan, kahit papunta yan dito, SA pa rin yon. Okay, ikot ka ngayon dito. Ikot, ikot, and then another ikot. Okay, so now, ano yung mga yon? SA ito, yung length ito ay SA, pag ikot mo rito, kahit umikot naman yung lubid dyan, kapag hinatak mo yun pababa, meron pa rin nakakain na lubid doon with the same length. So, hindi na natin kino-consider usually yung mga lubid na nandito kasi yun din naman yung length niya kapag umikot yan, no, or bumaba or tumaas yung mga pulley. So, anything else, itong lubid na to magbaba ang length, hindi. Mababago lang yung length pag umangat ito, no, pero napunta naman dito. Nasama lang siya rito. But the point here is, hindi mababago yung length na yun. So, that is what? SA na to. Pag umika dito, SB mula dito papunta rito. Then, another ikot sa pulley na to. Then, another SB ulit. Pak, ayun. So, yun yung constant, no, na L1 dito. Okay? So, ibig sabihin, dalawang length ng SB plus isang length ng SE is a constant quantity. Yun yung palaging ninyong hahanapin dito. Okay, what's next? Punta tayo rito sa lubid na to. Itong lubid na to, ano kaya ito? Ano yung length ng lubid na to? Constant din yan eh. Kapag umangat itong block C na ito, okay, kakain niya ng lubid dito, hahaba sa kabila. But the point here is, ano yung length ng lubid na to? Siyempre, yung length ng lubid na nandito is SC. From here, no? SC siya, no? But the length of this rope is equal to what? Ayun o, SC, galing yun dun sa taas, minus SB. So, ito yun. SC minus SB ito. Yung lalagyan ko ng guhit na yun dito. Yan. Itong blue na ito, yan yung SC minus SB. Okay, so ayan siya na. Kaya yung SC minus SB, tanggalin ko na lang siya, no? Okay, so that SC, ito yon, plus the quantity SC minus SB is equal to L2 or another constant length, no? And the last one is yung length ng lubid na to. Okay, anong length ng lubid na to? That is SE dito sa right side plus pag ikot mo rito, this is also what? SE, ito yon minus SC. Okay, so ito siya, no? And that is another constant length of the rope. Okay, why is it, no? Pinangalanan natin siya na as L1, L2, and L3. Wala kasi tayong pakialam kung anong length niyan. Ang point diyan, kapag dinifferentiate natin yung tatlong equations na yan, ano mangyayari diyan? Okay, constant ito, no? Pag dinifferentiate natin yung constant na yan, zero din yan. Okay, so hindi naman natin kailangan yung SC dito. So ang ginawa dito, dinifferentiate or rather, in-eliminate natin yung SC tsaka SB dahil ang kailangan natin is yung speed ng block C okay, with respect to B. Okay, paano ginawa ito? Okay, so this one is 2SC minus SB equal to L2 and this is 2SE minus SC is equal to L3. Okay, so ang ginawa dito para ma-eliminate yon, okay, so this is SB, no? Para ma-eliminate yung SB, kailangan 2 yung kanyang quantity. So yung equation 2, multiply natin ng 2, okay? So naging ano yon? 2SB, or rather, yung equation number 2, pag multiply natin ng 2, magiging 2SC plus 2 times SC minus SB is equal to 2L2. Okay? So, simplifying, may 2SC rito, tsaka 2SC rito, magiging 4SC yon. Then minus 2SB. So, magka-cancel yun dito. Pag inad mo yung equation 1 tsaka equation 2 na minus 2SB, magka-cancel out yon. But the point here is, naging 4SC dito. Dahil yung sum ng 2SC tsaka ng 2SC ay 4SC. Okay, so now, dahil meron kang 2SE dito at isa lang yung SC, para mag-cancel yon, kailangan mo i-multiply ng 4 yung equation number 3. So that is 4SE plus 4 times the quantity SE minus this one, no? 4SC rin is equal to 4L sub 3. Okay, so pag pinag-add natin itong tatlong to, this is what? 4SE plus 4SE is 8SE. Matitira lang yung SE tsaka 8SE. Then this will be equal to what? L sub 1 plus 2L sub 2 plus 4L sub 3. So ito yon. Okay. So, once in a while, pwede mo nang makuha yung yung velocity ng velocity ng block E. So, if you differentiate this equation, take note that the derivative or the time derivative of the position function is the velocity. Okay? So, this is velocity at A, and 8SE will become 8VE kasi ang derivative ng SE with respect to time ay velocity. Okay? So, take note, no? Kaya 2 meters per second yung sinubstitute natin dito. That is because in-assume natin na yung downward ay positive because of the arrowhead na naka-indicate dito. Okay? Kaya, kung sinubstitute natin yan dito, nakuha natin for VE ay negative 0.21 meter per second. Anong ibig sabihin nun? Bakit siya negative? Is there such thing as negative velocity? Actually, wala. Pero ang ini-indicate niya is yung direction. So, dahil negative siya, hindi siya pababa. Pataas yung block E. Definitely, kaya nga alangang hinatak mo to pababa, bababa din yung block na ito. Okay, so the velocity of block E is 0.25 meter per second upward. Okay, so yan yung ano natin, yung tawag na absolute dependent motion. Ano yung motion nung E? Depende dun sa motion na ina-apply mo rin sa A. Ganun lang siya kasimple. Okay? Try nyo gumawa ng fully connection na ganyan. Tapos sukatin nyo yung velocity niya. I'm pretty sure na ganun din yung lalabas. Okay? Pero syempre, hindi na kailangan gawin dahil wala tayong resources. No? So, next. Problem 27. Sige. Mga 1 minute para ma-absorb yung problem na to. No? Okay, so while we are waiting for the others na maka-absorb na, tanungin ko kayo, kamusta ang bagong taon ninyo? Is it a fruitful year for you? Ano bang tingin nyo sa taon na to? Papasa ba kayo? Parpakat ang tanong ko. Magtatawag ako ng ano Ang isa.
Sir.
O sige, almasan. Sige po.
Sir, babagsak.
Mabagsak? Mag-alala. Akong bahala sa inyo.
Sir.
Yo, nasa yo.
Sir.
Po?
Pwede ba pa-scroll up po?
Sige. No problem. Nasa si Bill.
Okay na po yan.
Okay. So, papasa. Okay.
Sir, Happy New Year pala. Sa Merry Christmas.
Sip-sip. Charot. Joke. Kailan ba kayo nagsagot na ron sa aking bonus bonus problem? Bonus points dun sa Google Classroom? At ba kayo nakapagsagot na?
Sir, applicable din po ba yun sa correspondence?
Oo, walang problema. Kung bahala sa inyo. Walang
Thank you
problema.
po.
Oo, syempre. Syempre kayo, lakas yun sa akin eh. May natutulong ba kayo nung nagpa ako sa inyo nun? Yung iba sa inyo umattend din, nakita ko. Okay. Ayun. Sir, di pa po naka-add sa Google Classroom. Ba't di ka pa naka-add? Tagal ko nang binigay yung code doon. Diba? O tanong mo sa mga classmates mo kung ano yung subject code o yung class code sa Google Classroom para makapagsagot ka. Okay? Sige. Let's proceed. Okay. So, let's say problem number 27. Okay, ito na. The man pulls the boy up to the tree line C by walking backward at a constant speed of 1.5 meter per second. Determine the speed at which the boy is being lifted at the instant x sub A is equal to 4 meters. Neglect the size of the limb. O limb pala. Limb to limb. When x sub B is equal to 0, then y sub B is equal to 8 meters so that A and B are coincident. For example, such that the rope is 16 meters long. Okay? So pag yung yung XA daw is 0, naka-refer yun dito, no? Coinciding daw yung A and B. So therefore, kung 8 meters ito, 8 meters din yung nakatayo dito, so 16 meters yon yung length ng lubid, no? Okay, so at any point, okay, kung ito yung position niya, no? So let's say yung YB, o yung datum na ginawa niya rito is dun sa point C. Kung titignan niyo maigi, yung Y sub B ay from there up to there. Okay, so hinahatak mo siya papunta ron. Okay? So let's say the length of length ng AC daw ay ito, no? So by means of Pythagorean theorem, that is equal to what? Kung ano man yung value ng XA square mo plus H square. That is by means of Pythagorean theorem. No? Okay, but the total length of the rope is equal to what? Yung length ng AC plus yung YB. Okay? So the length of AC is ito, no? Square XA squared plus H squared, which is 64. So nilagay ko na yun dito. Therefore, the length of the YB is equal to what? 16 minus the square root of XA squared plus 64. This is our equation number 1. Okay? Ibig sabihin, nakadepende yung posisyon ng batang hinihila kung gaano kalayo or gaano kalaki yung value ng XA. Okay. Next. If we take the time derivative of equation number 1, okay, ito yun, no? So, if you differentiate this, so that is the derivative of YB over time, ito yun. Okay, explain ko, no? So, differentiate mo to. This is derivative of YB over T. So, the derivative of 16 is 0. So, 0, no? And then the derivative of this one is negative of what? Okay, copyahin mo sa ilalim. Ito siya, no? And then yung derivative ng nasa loob ng radical. So, ang derivative nito ay 2xa. Okay, 2xa times dxa over dt. Pero may 2 yun sa ilalim. Kaya nag-cancel yung 2 kasi may 2xa sa taas, then may 2 sa ilalim. Okay, so formula yun sa no? Sa power rule, no? Kaya hindi ko na siya masyadong in-emphasize dito. Kaya sabi ko nga sa inyo, una pa lang, reviewin niyo yung differential calculus ninyo. Okay, and then sabi niya, if you realize that the change in value of YB is actually the velocity of at point B, and then XA is the change in position of the man at A na humahatak. So yun yung velocity niya. So this is our equation number 2. So at the instant XA is equal to 4 meters, substitute natin yung 4 dito, makukuha natin yung relationship ng dalawa, no? But since yung VA natin ay binigay naman, okay, constant speed yung 1.5 meters per second, in which yun yung change in the position nito. Ibig sabihin, every second, lumalayo siya ng 1.5 meters. Okay? So, that's the first thing na you need to know, no, kasi constant siya. Yung VA ay binigay as 1.5 meters per second. So substitute natin yung 4 meters na value ng XA. So we will get negative 0.671 meters per second. Okay, why is it negative? That is because sabi nga natin kanina rito, no, yung YB ay galing dun sa point C pababa. Dahil negative siya, definitely pataas yung motion nung boy na nakabitin dun sa point B. So, nakalagay naman dito, the negative sign indicates that VB is in opposite direction to that of positive YB. Kaya napakahalaga ng direction sa statics, also sa dynamics. Napakahalaga niyan. No? Kung ano yung in-assume mo na direction ng positive na position or motion, yun din yung para sa velocity tsaka sa acceleration. Okay? So, before we proceed sa last topic, meron ba kayong tanong? Actually, itong problem na to is, actually, hindi nga sa dynamics eh. Pwede siyang lumabas sa physics and even sa calculus. This is time rates lang talaga, no? Nilagay lang siya sa dynamics. Kasi may relationship siya sa rectilinear motion. Okay? So, ayun. So, shall we go to the last topic na meron tayo ngayong gabi? Mabilis na lang tayo. Okay. So, the last topic is relative motion of two particles using translating axis, or simply relative motion. ano bang ibig sabihin ng relative motion? So, halimbawa, kapag, let's say, meron kang sports car or any vehicle na, sige, kahit anong vehicle na lang na, wag lang truck na. So, you're traversing or you're traveling along an expressway, kasi yung takbo mo 100 kilometers per hour. Tapos, meron kang nakasabay na truck, at takbo ng truck 60 kilometers per hour. So, relative to you, or sige, muna sa truck driver. So, relative to the truck driver, ang takbo mo ay 40 kilometers per hour. But, relative to you, na driver nung sasakyan mo, ang takbo nung truck ay negative 40 kilometers per hour. So, yun yung sinasabi natin na relative motion. Kasi parehas naman kayong umaandar. So, relative to either one of you, ano yung takbo or papunta saan yung takbo ng isa pang particle. Okay, so it is represented by this equation. Kahit ito na lang yung tandaan ninyo. Ano yan dito? Naka-refer yan dito. No? So, yung RB daw, yung position ng B, okay, so ito yan. From point O, papunta rin sa B, ay equal saan? Radius vector A plus radius vector B relative to A. Ano ibig sabihin nun? Okay, ito yung position of B, okay, relative to A. Ganun siya basahin. Na, again, the position of B is equal to what? Position vector of A plus the position vector of B relative to A. Okay, and then, ito yung kanyang graphical representation. Kasi nga pag vector, no? Pag pinag-add mo yung dalawang vector na to, yung RA tsaka RB dash A is equal to the radius vector RB. By the way, may kulang ako dito. Tandaan nyo na lang yung mga ginagawa kong corrections, no? This is a vector pala, no? Kaya dapat naka-bold siya. Anyways, if you differentiate this equation, then makukuha mo ngayon yung velocity function. Okay, so nasan yan? Ito. Okay, and then further differentiation will yield to acceleration. So para hindi kayo malito dun sa formula, is alternating yung variables ito. So kung B ito, susunod yung A. Tapos B dito, susunod yung A. Okay? So, ganun lang yung magiging formula natin dito. Kaya kung minsan, halimbawa na naabutan kayo ng ulan, hindi mo alam kung saan kasi silong, kasi kapag tumakbo ka dito, sa direction na to, parang ang lakas ng bugso ng ulan. Pero pag other direction yung tinakbo mo, parang ang hina nung ulan, no? Okay, so here's how it goes. This is problem number 28. At the instant shown, car A travels along the straight portion of the road with a speed of 25 meters per second. At this same instant, car B travels along the circular portion of the road with a speed of 15 meters per second. Determine the velocity of of car B relative to car A. Okay, so dahil ito yung direction na binigay na. Okay, kung titingnan natin maigi, yung direction na to ay papunta ron, no? Exaggerate lang natin. Okay, ito yung velocity function for A. And then for B ay ito naman. So, nasa kalagitnaan ng curve. So, dito siya banda. Ayan siya, no? Ayan siya, no? Okay. So, the main solution here is pwede mong gamitin yung formula kaagad, no? Okay. Pero, pwede mo rin gamitin yung, tawag nito, yung force polygon kung tawagin sa statics. Okay, so kunin natin yung components ng dalawang, dalawang velocity na to. So, velocity at A is equal to what? 25 cosine 30 degrees I. So, ginawa kong, nakalagay yung I. Okay. Wait lang guys, no? Wait lang po. Okay. So, this one is 25 sine of 30 degrees J kasi pababa siya, no? Kung titignan natin yung trajectory niya, pababa yun. Dito. Okay. So, we will get here 21.65 I. Positive siya dahil going to the right. And then, 25 sine 30 degrees is 12.5. So, minus siya dahil pababa. Okay, and on the other hand, kung 30 degrees ito, no? So, babawasan natin siya ng 15 degrees so that yung angle from the horizontal nung B or nung car B ay 15 degrees din. Okay, so that kung yung velocity niya ay 15 meters per second, ang angle niya from the horizontal ay 15 degrees. So, we will get here 14.49 I minus 3.882 J. Okay? So, ang ibig sabihin ng I tsaka ng J ay vectors with respect to okay. So, applying the relative velocity equation, okay, so we have the velocity of B is equal to what? Velocity of A plus the velocity of B relative to A. So, yun yung hinahanap natin. Take note, ang hinahanap natin ay yung velocity of B or car B relative to A. Okay? So, ito yung hinahanap natin. Kaya, BA, BA. Sige po.
Sir, naputol po ata kayo nung nasabihin niyo, ibig sabihin po nung I and J.
Okay.
Naputol
Yung
po
ibig
ata kayo.
sabihin ng I and J, ito ay basis vectors. Okay. So ginagamit ito to show that yung kapag nakakabit yung I dun sa value na yon, it is the x component of that value. So in that case, katulad nito, we have 14.49 I. Ibig sabihin, kumbaga sa statics, kung meron kang force na 15 newtons, 15 degrees down to the right, okay, yung x component ng yung force na yon ay 14.49 newtons. Ibig sabihin nun, ay yung ibig sabihin lang naman ng I dito, it is to indicate that it is the x component of the velocity. Kung inilatag mo siya sa x and y component. So, yung J naman, that is the basis vector that is used to indicate that the component is y. Okay? It is the y component. So, kapag may third axis tayo, which is Z, ang yan natin din ay K. Yung K naman is yung basis vector to indicate that the component is along Z axis. Okay? So, since wala naman tayong involvement ng Z dito, or Z component, so hindi na natin siya nilagay rito. Okay? Do I answer the question?
Yes po, yes po.
Okay. Ito, I, so ang isasama mo lang sa kanya ay I lang din, no? So kung J ito, J lang din yung pagsasamahin mo. So we have what? Transposition 14.49 I minus 21.65 I, so that is what? Ginawa ko siyang 3 decimal places dito, no? So this is negative 7.162 I, and then negative 3.882 J, okay, 882, ayun, no? Minus 12.5 J, so parang nagdagdag ka ng 12.5 sa negative 3.882. So that we have positive 8.618J. So what does it mean? Okay, parang up to the left yung kanyang trajectory o yung view ng yung velocity ng B relative to A. So parang kung nakatingin ka kay B, okay, relative to A. So yung observer ay nasa A. Ina-observe niya si B. So parang papalapit sa kanya na papunta ron sa taas. Okay. So simpleng kunin mo lang yung resultant. So parang ito nga yung X and Y component. So we have the square root of negative 7.162 squared plus 8.618 squared. So we will get here approximately 11.2 meters per second. And then for the direction, so simply parang yung diniscuss natin sa statics, no? So that is Ry at tangent theta is equal to Ry over Rx. So ganun lang din dito. So x component na 8.618, i-divide mo siya ng 7.162. So ito yon. Then get the arc tangent or the inverse tangent. So we will get here 50.3 degrees. Okay, so this is one approach kung paano solve ito using relative motion relative motion formula, no, yung in terms ng vectors, no. Okay. So let's proceed to our next problem para hindi tayo masyadong gabihin, no? Yan. Problem number 29. At the instant shown, cars A and B travel at speeds of 30 miles per hour and 20 miles per hour respectively. If A is increasing its speed at 400 miles per hour squared, whereas speed of B is decreasing at 800 miles per hour squared, determine the velocity and acceleration of B with respect to A. So, evident naman siya, no, guys. May lesson ka pang malalaman dito sa problem na ito, na kapag nasa kurbada ka, magbawas ka ng bilis. Kaya, no, yung speed ng B daw ay decreasing at 800 miles per hour squared. Although we are not talking of the magnitude itself, but yung pag-decrease ng speed, yun yung point dito. Kaya, dun sa mga nag-aaral magmaneho, kapag nasa kurbada ka, wag mo nang bilisan lalo yung takbo or magalan mo yung takbo mo. Kasi sa mga kurbada, may mga design speed yan kung tawagin. Okay, may mga speed lang na kung saan pag lumagpas ka ron, talagang dudulas yung yung sakyan mo. Okay. So, ang mahalaga dito, guys, no, ang hinahanap natin ay yung velocity ng B with respect to A, also yung acceleration ng B with respect to A. Ayan, ang daming tawag. Okay, so still is BA. Okay, kung mapapansin natin, ang magiging component ng velocity ng B ay ito. Okay, so this one is pataas, then ito ay pakaliwa. Okay, so kung 30 degrees ito, might as well ang 30 degrees, Ki ito. Nandito siya na. Papunta dito yung 20 miles per hour. Ito yung 30 degrees. So that's why yung yung x component ng velocity ay nakahiga or horizontal ay negative. 20, don't forget, no, ginamit natin dito ay sine of 30 degrees. Kasi yung 30 degrees ay coming from the vertical one. Hindi palaging cosine ang sa x component, tatandaan niyo yan. Kasi depende kung nasaan yung angle. Okay, and then yung y component ay pataas, kaya dito ay 20 cosine of 30 degrees. Lagyan lang natin ng j, no? And then yung A ay papunta sa kaliwa na 30 miles per hour, kaya negative 30I dito. Okay, so plus VBA. Then just combine like terms, so ito ay negative 10. Okay, so plus 30, naging 20. So that is plus 17.32J. So just get the component or the resultant of this one. So square root of 20 squared plus 17.32 squared. So we have 26.46 miles per hour. And for the direction, ibibigay ko ng assignment sa inyo yan. Siyempre, no? Double check nyo na lang na. Okay. And then, don't forget yung acceleration sa B relative to A. Okay, sabi dito, take note that car B has a normal acceleration. Why is it? Because it is traveling along a curved path na ang radius ay 0.3 miles. So therefore, merong normal acceleration. Okay, so sabihin, it is decreasing at 80 miles per hour squared. So ano yung 80 miles per hour squared na yon? So ito yun. Papunta yun doon. Okay? Papunta doon yung 800 miles per hour squared. Kasi tangential acceleration lang yon. Okay? On the other hand, yung normal acceleration ay towards the center. Okay? Of center of curvature. Ayan siya na. Ayos lang natin. Yan. So, ibig sabihin, yung resultant niya ay ito. Punta ron. Somewhere here. Yung pinaka-acceleration ng B. But the point here is, ang hinahanap natin yung acceleration ng B with respect to A. Ang point nga lang natin dito, merong tangential or rather normal acceleration yung yung tawag nito, yung B, no? So now, punta tayo rito. So that is what? VB squared over rho B, which is equal to what? Yung 200 miles per hour squared, no? Asan yan? At, so this is not 200, so 20 lang ito. So 20 squared, lang natin, no? So 20, sobrang ko lang ng 0 dito, no? So still, yung acceleration ay 1,333. Also, this is not miles per hour. So this is miles per hour squared. Ay, sorry. Per hour pala, no? Okay. So, kinorek ko lang siya, no? Okay. So, still the acceleration of B is equal to what? The acceleration of A plus the acceleration of B relative to A. So, ito yung hinahanap natin. Wala tayong problema rin sa acceleration sa A. Why is it? Because, sabi rito, A is increasing its speed at 400 miles per hour squared. Pero bakit negative doon? Because, papunta yung direction sa kaliwa. Kaya negative pa rin yon. Okay? Saan na yun? Ito. Saan ang galing itong mga values na ito? Okay. So, papakita ko ngayon siya rito, no? So, okay. So, dito tayo na. Ito yung 800 miles per hour. Okay? 800. So, 800 na lang ilalagay ko rito, no? And then yung isa, yung towards the center of curvature, this is 1333.33. Yan. Okay. So, these are the values respectively. So, yung 800 ay inclined 30 degrees from the vertical. Okay? Based on our point of view, no? Ayan. So, ito yung 30 degrees. Nandito siya. On the other hand, ang 30 degrees naman ng 1333.33 is from the horizontal. So, yung x components ng acceleration nila, whether tangential or normal, is additive. So we have 800 sine of 30 degrees. Nasaan yan? Ayun. And then, we have yung x component ng 1333.33. That is 1333.33 cosine of 30 degrees. So ito yon. Nasaan na yon? Ito naman yon. So yun yung nagko-comprise ng x component ng velocity or ng acceleration rather. So i-add natin yon. Okay, on the other hand, yung isa kasi ay pataas, no? Yung component sa y, yung isa naman ay pababa. So tingnan natin kung ano yung mas malaki. So this is 1333.33 sine of 30 degrees, then this one is 800 cosine of 30 degrees. Okay, so ito yan. Okay, so whatever the value is, okay, solve mo to dahil ito lang yung may I, no? Okay, plus mo yung 400, and then solve mo to because siya lang yung meron J. Okay, and then you will get 1954.70 I plus 26.154 J. Okay, ganyan yung ginawa natin na strategy. That is because kung ang gagawin mo dyan ay hahanapin mo pa yung resultant. Okay, yung resultant acceleration or yung mismong result o yung acceleration ng B, matatagalan ka. Tsaka hindi accurate yung magiging sagot mo dahil kukuha ka pa ng angle. Either this one or this one, idadagdag mo para sa 13. Or ibabawas mo rin sa 13. Depende kung ano yung value ng angle. Bago mo makuha yung mga components. Okay? So, pag ginawa natin, ganito na lang. So, we have 1954.70 I minus 26.154 J. So, the magnitude of the acceleration is 1954.875 miles per hour squared. So, it's miles per hour squared. Ay, kulang na naman. Okay, and the direction is this one. You can counter check na lang ito sa inyong mga papel dyan. Na. So this is 0.767 degrees. Okay, so we do not have much time. So yung problem 30, madali lang naman yan. Okay, so ibibigay ko na yan sa inyo. So imagine nyo na lang kung nagtatampisaw ka sa ulan tapos sinasalubong mo yung or rather kasabay mo yung tulak ng ulan, no? So bibigay ko na yung number 30 sa inyo as your practice problem. Okay, do you have any questions?
Wala, sir.
Okay, so ready na kayong mag-quiz next week. Charot, hindi pa ako magpapa-exam next week. Kawawa kayo dahil kakatapos lang natin ng module number 1. Okay, but module number 1 is too lengthy that it cannot be hindi niyo siya pwedeng i-exam lang ng isang exam lang. Hahatiin natin siya sa dalawang exam. Okay, but still I will be discussing module number 2 next meeting. Tandaan nyo to guys, yung announcement ko ha. Hindi ko na uulitin ito. Today is January 7. January 14 will be discussion of module number 2. Okay. January 21 is your quiz number 1. And then January 28 is quiz number 2. Ang coverage ng quiz number 1 ay mula rin sa rectilinear motion hanggang sa projectiles. Okay? So na yan. So, titignan natin mula hanggang problem number 18 natin dito. Hindi ko pa pala na-solve to. Ito. Hindi ko pa na-solve siya sa inyo. Okay, so hanggang problem number 18 yung coverage ng ng exam, ng quiz number 1. Okay, but syempre hindi na natin ilalagay ito mismo mga to. I-test natin kayo doon, no? Kung hanggang saan yung kaya ninyong hanggang saan yung lawak ng pag-iisip ninyo. And then yung quiz number 2 is yung discuss natin ngayong gabi. Okay? Normal tangential components hanggang dito sa relative motion. Okay? May tanong po ba kayo?
Wala po.
Any clarifications? Okay, ano lang po, sir, if pwede po mo copy ng lesson. Okay, sige, isasend ko ngayon dun sa kanya-kanyang GC ninyo, yung itong ano na, itong lesson na ito, no? I-ano ko lang siya. I-finalize ko lang kasi i-edit ko yung mga ano, yung mga typographical errors whatsoever. Pati yung mga pinangako ko na i-edit ko, no, dahil may may mali akong solution doon. So, abangan nyo na lang siguro maya-maya. No? Pakainin nyo naman din ako. So, gumagabi na. All I can say is good evening, and then before anything else, kagaya ng nakagawian na natin, just turn on your camera kahit saglit lang for documentation purposes. And then may request one person sa both sections na pwedeng mag-screenshot and then isa-send sa ano natin, sa GC natin. Okay, ang po ng quiz 1. Okay, itatype ko na rito Quiz 1 is January 21. Then quiz 2 is January 28. Wait lang, syempre ano yan, subject to change yan. Halimbawa, kung nagkaroon ng suspension of classes, mauurong yan. Okay? So, yun. Sige, sino pwede sa section 1? Iba naman. Dati si Shane na yung una, di ba? Kasi gusto ko ngayon si Abad ngayon. Okay lang, Karil. Naka-receive ka ba ng gift na malaki ng Christmas? Malaki ba yung na-receive mong gift? Sige, ikaw taya ka ngayon. Ikaw na ko. Ikaw ang nakita ko. Section 2, sinong pwede? Si Lester ba pwede? Tama ba? Tama ba yung pinagbabanggit ko na pangalan?
Tama po.
Sige. Ganyan na lang. Sige, take over. Kayo na lang magbilang na. Sige. Para mabilis lang. Ay, sige. Phone lang gamit mo. Sige, sinong pwede sa section 2? Para may
Ako na lang po.
Sino yun? Sino salita?
Ako na lang. Ako pa.
Si Bill. Okay. Okay, si Bill. Okay, sige. Unahin natin si section 1. Bilang ka na lang, para alam namin kung kailan kami hingiti. Sige na nga. Sige, kayo nang bahala. Smile! Sige na nga, ako na ang bibilang. Sige na nga. Okay, ready, smile. 1, 2, 3. Okay. So, sunod. Si Bill naman,
1, 2, 3.
Okay na?
Okay na po. Yes po.
Okay, so thank you very much sa pagpa-participate nyo ngayong gabi. Ayan na.